Oslo gave us an airport. Oslo gave us an airport.
We're assuming that this is going to end the war. That's not stipulated in the actual language. And I want to remind everyone, when people show you who they are, you should believe them. That includes Trump and Blair. Blair tried economics first as quartet envoy in 2007 to 2015. What happened? Settlements deepened. And that wasn't in Gaza. That had nothing to do with Hamas, Jamal. That was in the West Bank. Apartheid hardened in 1948 Palestine. Gaza was then bombed in 2008, 2012, and 2014. So he had 8 years already to come up with a two-state outcome. We got more entrenchment, more annexation, more apartheid. Why should we reward failure under this leadership? What has Trump done in all of the ceasefire negotiations during the 2 years of genocide that give any indication that he's serious about a ceasefire and stopping the war? So let's not lie to ourselves or lie to the audience in suggesting that there's anything in the actual language of this peace plan that indicates there will be a lasting or permanent ceasefire that will protect the Palestinian people. Look, I am not from Gaza, so I defer to them, but many people in Gaza agree with what I'm saying. Let's read the fine print. The White House text says Gaza will become a de-radicalized terror-free zone. Okay, there will be a technocratic Palestinian committee with oversight and supervision, and that the International Board of Peace will be headed by Donald Trump. Do we know who Donald Trump is? Do we know who he's beholden to? Are we going to ignore all the previous decisions and things he's said, demonizing the Palestinian people? Hamas is a lot of...
Why will going on with the war be better
Jamal, let me
than
just
this?
finish my point, and I'll let you...
I asked you a question.
What was your question?
My question was, why do you think continuing with the war is the better option?
I didn't say that we should continue
this
with
is
the
crazy.
war. I said earlier... Jamal, let me speak.
Well, you said the ceasefire in
Jamal,
this
can I
condition
speak
is...
and answer your question? Is it my time or your time?
You said halting fire is a bad option. Is that what I understand?
Okay, now you're acting like an Israeli propagandist and putting words in my mind. My mouth. Can I just finish my sentence?
Now you are being a bad person.
Do you want to keep what you're saying? Do you want to keep Piers Morganing me? Do you want to
Okay, all right, and well, let's let Ahmed answer the question then.
To me, you sound like an Israeli.
That's great.
You sound
I don't
like
want
an Israeli spokesman.
Okay, Melinda, can I...
Go ahead, Ahmed. Answer, have a response to what Jamal was saying there.
Jamal, I don't sound like an Israeli. I sound like someone who's acutely aware of the stagnation.
You said that to me, I responded to you.
Oh my God, you won't even let me talk. I wonder why. Who sounds like an Israeli now?
Okay, we're not going to use Israelis as a derogatory term because we obviously need to show respect to the people who aren't here to defend themselves. So we'll pause that.
Israelis are notorious for lying.
But they are not here to defend themselves, and so we're not going to devolve into that. We are focusing on Palestinians. That's what this debate is. So if
answer the question with
so if
I was interrupted 4 times.
Go ahead, Ahmed. If they don't take the deal, what's a better option?
The better option I mentioned at the top, which is applying sanctions, which is galvanizing people.
But that's not on the table.
It is on the table. It's very much on the table. It's not on the table in the peace deal. Listen, genocide is not self-defense. You said Israel is not here to defend themselves. Israel is not defending themselves. Let's get that straight. Jamal, let me finish before you interrupt. Systematically pulverizing a besieged population with industrial bombing is not self-defense. We have seen already UN briefings say that Israel has stepped up the attacks, and quite frankly, Trump and Netanyahu staged this press event saying accept in 3 or 4 days or face consequences. Even as they're touting relief, Israel is just hours ago intercepting a civilian Gaza Samud flotilla, detaining hundreds of lawmakers, activists, triggering protests and general strikes here in Italy. 2 of the largest union working organizations in Italy are shutting down the country. I see a smirk on someone's face as I'm talking about this, but to suggest that people power, which has managed to stop oppressive regimes, apartheid in South Africa, end wars like Vietnam, let's be students of history and not keep kicking the can down with the same usual suspects and pretend that Trump, Blair, or any of the parties that we've discussed as of yet, including Israel, and quite frankly, who Jamal is representing, are going to actually bring about alleviation for the family of Khalil and the 2 million people in Gaza that are suffering.
Okay, because we are going to talk about...
I just want to end on this. As
Yeah.
Ghassan Kanafani warned, let me remind you, Jamal, of what Ghassan Kanafani said. You don't mean peace.
I know him.
You mean capitulation. This plan demands capitulation dressed up as peace and governance reform. Palestinians will be displaced, starved, amputated, and now de-radicalized.
Will I have the same time?
Educated by what? Interfaith
Okay,
seminars?
we're going to come to who should govern and that sort of nitty gritty in our next segment. Jamal, a quick response from you, and then I'm going to bring Khalil back into the conversation.
Yeah. It's really ironic that, as they say, opposing ends do meet. The person who is most alarmed about the prospect of the ceasefire is Smotrich and also Ben Gvir. Neither of them wants a ceasefire, and we have somebody else who doesn't want the ceasefire. Now, I know that when you start personal insults, that's because you have run out of argument. I have no reason to insult anyone. My only concern is our people in Gaza.
For telling me I'm Israeli.
You were the one who told me I sound like an Israeli. I think you started.
Because you were interrupting me and you were acting like they do when I speak truth to power on.
Well, if I interrupt you, it doesn't mean you have the right to call me an Israeli, and maybe you
Okay,
should shut up.
and again, we're not going to use Israeli as a derogatory term. Dr. Nazal, answer the question, and then I'm going to bring Khalil back into the conversation. Respond to the points that Ahmed made, and then I'm going to bring Khalil in.
You could have allowed me to continue my point. You chose to interrupt me 4 times, which reminded me of experiences that I've had with certain people on these sorts of
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Okay.
Please accept.
Can we refocus on the point at hand? Dr. Nazal, do you want to respond to any specific points that Ahmed made before I hand the floor over to Khalil?
No, it's okay. I don't want to exchange these fiery words with anyone. I only care about our people who live on the street in Gaza. They need a ceasefire, and the ceasefire is the better option. What is the alternative, Ahmad? What is the alternative?
I'm not
the
against
alternative
the
is
ceasefire.
going on
I
with
just
what
don't
we
think
have.
this peace plan.
Okay, I'm going to bring Khalil
Look at
in.
what happened in Oslo. Look at what happened in Oslo. The justification was what was the better option then, and look where it's brought us. Oh, you think that that's not... I think a lot of people listening who are Palestinian, including in Gaza,
Oslo gave us an airport.
Resonate with
Oslo gave us an airport.
Okay, Khalil, I want you to weigh in on what you've been seeing, what you've been hearing. How do you assess it?